Largest industries in Montana could be facing a very tough summer. Coming up, the bleak future for tourism businesses, but also some hope might be on the horizon.
6 confirmed cases of COVID-19 connected to a construction site in Big Sky. I'm Gabby Crevitt, and we'll have the latest updates from the Gallatin City County Health Department coming up.
Montana Tech in Butte is making personal protection equipment through the use of 3D printer technology.
If you have contracted COVID-19 and knowingly expose other people or go against the stay-at-home directive, you could face a misdemeanor charge in Gallatin County. I'm Cody Boyer in Bozeman with more.
It is 6:30 now, and it's your Thursday edition of Montana This Morning. Caitlin Corbett, Chet Lehman, and Matt Elwell. It is some good cat cuddling weather, as we were talking about, but it's going to warm up a little bit later today.
The sun is going to be everything for the afternoon. We'll see the temperatures warm up. Yes. A lot of the roads get better, but early this morning, temperatures are into the teens, and we do have some light snow in parts of the area. Doesn't show up well on our satellite and radar. Mostly, this is going to be a morning event. Watch the passes, both Bozeman Pass, Homestake Pass, dealing with some snow and ice. We have some icy spots down the Gallatin Canyon. We'll probably see a little bit of light snow for the morning, but by about 9 o'clock, most of that will be out of here. We may see a little bit of fog. It's actually clearing up nicely outside right now, but our planner keeping us into the mid-30s with sunshine. We're going to break down your complete forecast coming up in a few minutes.
All right, thank you so much, Matt. Usually this is an optimistic time for Montana's tourism industry as lodges, hotels, and outfitters begin looking for the months ahead.
However, the pandemic creating panic in an industry which brought $3.7 billion to the state's economy last year. MTN's Dennis Bragg has more.
The troubling trends come from the latest survey by the University of Montana's Institute for Tourism and Recreation Research.
And we could see from early March, the concern about an individual's health was hovering around 60%. By the end of March, that was about 85%.
As COVID-19 was spreading across the country in late March, businesses in the survey said future bookings began to dry up. 63% reported zero bookings for April. 61% had zero bookings for May. Nearly half had none for June. And 21% said they had zero bookings for July and beyond. Other data show that 66% of tourism-related businesses have temporarily reduced their workforce. 57% have temporarily closed some or part of their business. And 3% say they've already closed for good.
Right now, we're seeing cancellations from these visitors, and what they're telling us up through May largely, and that tapers off a bit through June as folks are waiting to see what happens out there. But a lot of them are saying that they're wavering right now on those June, July trips.
And our parks are huge. If Yellowstone and Glacier were to stay closed, I don't know. That's a scary, scary thought.
And the fear isn't just lost traffic, but lost businesses throughout the sector. A deep downturn may ripple across the industry, wiping out everything from guides to gas stations, especially in smaller towns.
What that hotel, that lodge gives you access to, which is all the various amenities.
This isn't a surprise, though, is it? I mean, in terms of the visitor reaction to this, I guess that uncertainty always kind of figures into this, doesn't it? We've seen it in the past with, gas prices and all kinds of factors.
Right. I mean, visitors are consumers, and they're not consuming trips, consuming these destinations.
Yet one number offers a glimmer of hope.
The number of zero bookings reduced. In other words, it was getting better in the minds of the business people that July and August have some hope. There's hope out there for them because the door hasn't slammed shut yet.
In Missoula, Dennis Bragg, MTN News.
And tomorrow we'll take a look at trends which might help Montana's tourism business later on this season.
Time now 6:33. The state of Montana now has more than 400 confirmed coronavirus cases, 404 to be exact. According to the state health department, 5 new cases have been confirmed. Flathead, Gallatin, Pend Oreille, Roosevelt, and Yellowstone counties all reporting 1 new case. 209 people have now recovered from COVID-19, while 7 people have died from it. 21 people are in the hospital right now, and more than 9,500 tests have been completed.
Also, the Gallatin City County Health Department confirmed 6 COVID-19 cases connected to a construction site in Big Sky. MTN's Gabby Crevitt has a report with updates from the health department.
According to the Gallatin City County Health Department, 6 employees working on a construction project in Spanish Peaks and Big Sky tested positive for COVID-19 all around the same time.
The last time we had a case associated with that site was March 27th. So it was over 2 weeks ago. So those folks are all recovered by this point in time. They're no longer contagious.
Kelly says Suffolk Construction Company sent sick employees home immediately and is hopeful that the fast response made a difference.
The construction site asked them to go home and get better. And so that really, we're hoping and we think prevented the spread to additional cases.
In a health department board meeting Wednesday morning, there was public comment about concern of construction work in general continuing during the pandemic.
And I certainly understand the duress that the construction outfits are under, but community health, in my mind, is significantly more important than those concerns at this point. Building 3rd and 4th luxury homes down in Big Sky and the Yellowstone Club just doesn't seem essential to me.
But determining what is essential business and what's not is up to the state of Montana.
But it's really hard as a local health department to think about the hundreds of construction projects that are ongoing and try and think about assigning whether this one is essential and this one is not.
In the meantime, 300 people continue working at the construction site in Spanish Peaks with extra precautions in place to keep people healthy. In Big Sky, Gabby Crevitt, MTN News.
Now, in a statement from Suffolk Construction Executive Project Director Joel Nickel, he says, quote, "Our construction site continues to operate in accordance with Governor Bullock's directive and with the strictest safety protocols outlined by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention guidelines," end quote.
Meantime, the Gallatin City County Board of Health has extended the emergency rule for business during the pandemic, and it's made it possible to penalize those who don't follow the rules. MTN's Cody Boyer breaks down the details.
This vote, approved by the Gallatin City County Board of Health, will make it possible for Gallatin County officials to charge misdemeanors for the rare cases where someone who has COVID-19 knowingly violates the stay-at-home directive or social distancing mandates.
I want people to understand I am not taking this lightly.
Gallatin City County Health Officer Matt Kelly says this is a precaution that, while he doesn't foresee it being used often, is necessary.
When we have people who are not being compliant, we as the lead public health organization in Gallatin County will take action.
That action add the possibility to the emergency health rule, working with the Gallatin County Attorney and Sheriff to allow misdemeanor charges for those knowingly testing positive with coronavirus and violating the governor's mandates, with fines of up to $200.
We have had at least one individual who was not compliant, who was at work and exposed individuals, and we had to make those calls.
How do you justify this continued overreaction and usurping of civil liberties in this county?
A precaution that is not unopposed.
Who does the public hold accountable when the Gallatin Valley Health Department oversteps their bounds?
Those like Becky Mancuso and Montana State Representative Carrie White question what could this mean for freedom, asking why.
I think it's the duty of the health department to protect us from disease. You're limiting healthy people.
But to that question why, Kelly says his eyes are on states with deaths not in the single digits, but at least 1,000.
25 people in one nursing home in Richmond, Virginia died when the virus got into the nursing home. We need to take the actions necessary to prevent the spread of this disease.
In Gallatin County, Cody Boyer, MTN News.
6:38 now, shifting gears a bit. The Montana Lutheran Church Missouri Synod is asking other pastors and religious leaders to join their names to a letter requesting the state to allow religious gatherings during COVID-19 closures. In the letter, the Lutheran Synod asked Governor Bullock to clarify that churches of Montana are not compelled by state or local jurisdictions to refrain from meeting. The Synod acknowledges that the governor should do all he can to protect the health of Montana citizens, but argue closing churches is a violation of the U.S. Constitution. The letter is expected to be sent to the governor early next week.
And over in the mining city, engineering students at Montana Tech are jumping into the battle against coronavirus. MTN's John Amy has more.
Butte's health department reached out to Montana Tech when there was a need for more face masks and shields to protect people during the pandemic. The Butte Engineering University fired up its 3D printers and got to work.
We just kind of hit the ground running from there and decided we'd try and make them a little bit better.
Since last week, students and staff have been using the 3D printers to make headbands for the shields and medical-grade face masks to protect healthcare workers. The university is close to completing a prototype for the face mask and will begin mass production soon. The work is rewarding.
It does give you a certain amount of fulfillment just to have a successful print and a product that actually works.
But being able to design something that is this neat, plus be able to help people at the same time, just feels really good to contribute.
And here's 3 of the 10 3D printers that are making these headbands for the face shields. Now, it takes about an hour to make one of these, so these machines are constantly going so they can get as many of these completed as possible.
That means we get about 10 an hour, maybe a few less than that, and then it just has to have somebody once an hour come and check on machines, replace all the things that are on there, or take them all off, and then start the process over printing again.
In Butte, John Amy, MTN News.
And an added note, it takes about 3 hours for a printer to complete an N95 face mask at a cost of just under $2 per mask. Gotta love that, everyone getting involved to try to help out.
That's pretty cool.
These kind of crazy times.
Those 3D printers are amazing, the things that we can crank out on that. I love it.
Oh my goodness. You can create so many things. Possibilities are endless.
That's for sure.
Okay, time now is 6:41, and we're going to take a break. When we come back on Montana this morning, we've got the post office saying it's in deep trouble because of the coronavirus pandemic. So coming up, we'll learn just how much money the Postal Service says it needs just to keep the doors open. That's next, and here's what's coming up on CBS This Morning.
Good morning to you. Ahead on CBS This Morning, we'll talk to Senator Bernie Sanders. It's his first network interview since endorsing Joe Biden. We'll also talk with the former White House chief economic advisor about the impact of coronavirus and how the government and businesses need to respond. Experts say that diagnostic testing could be the key to reopening America. First, on CBS This Morning, hear from a top medical advocate who thinks the government could be doing more. Plus, hear the obstacles that pregnant women face today as they prepare to give birth. And one more thing, first-hand accounts of Americans documenting their lives during this pandemic. Everybody has a story. We'll see you at 7 on the dot.